You don't have a self-control problem, you're outnumbered. 12 invisible levers are pushing you to overspend every single day, and you've already met half of them before lunch. Think about this morning. You tapped your phone for a $6 coffee without feeling anything. You opened an app, and a 2-mile ride looked harmless at $12 until Surge nudged it to $16. At the grocery store, the family size box looked like a deal until you noticed the ounces shrank. At checkout, the tip screen defaulted to 22% for handing you a muffin. By the time you got home, your rent reminder hit, $160 more than last year for the same square footage, and your streaming services somehow have multiplied. Your paycheck hasn't. This isn't random. It's a system. And here's the part that stings. You're playing by rules you didn't write. Why does this matter right now? Because your money is leaking through places you don't even see. That's why your card statement feels like a stranger wrote it. That's why your savings plan keeps starting next month. That's why a cart that looks like $40 at the store quietly becomes $68. Most people think the fix is iron willpower. White-knuckle your way past the cookie aisle and you win. But the reason you keep overspending isn't in your character. It's in the design of your brain and the design of the marketplace, locked together like gears. And when those gears spin, your balance drops. The reason why is simpler than you think, and more important. Here's the mechanism you weren't shown. Money has pain, literally. Your brain treats paying like a tiny electric shock. Neuroscientists see it in scans. Paying activates the same regions as physical pain. That pain used to protect you. Handing over cash made your brain flinch. But tap-to-pay anesthetized the pain. When friction disappears, your brakes disappear. When a purchase goes from 30 seconds of counting bills to one thumbprint, the "do I really want this?" moment vanishes. Less pain, more purchases. That's lever one. But here's the twist. You also discount the future like it's a stranger. Present bias means a cookie today beats a six-pack next month. That's why save $50 for later loses to get it now for 5 easy payments. Companies know this, so they chop price tags into tiny bits and tuck most of the cost into later you. The you, your brain treats like a roommate. Buy now, pay later isn't a financing tool. It's a time machine that steals from future you while current you feels like a bargain hunter. Anchor 2. Anchoring is the trick that sets your idea of normal price. Walk into a store and see a jacket originally $200, now $90. $90 feels cheap because $200 hijacked your reference point. And this year, inflation did the same thing to everything. The new normal price of eggs resets your anchor higher, so a sale at $8 feels generous when last year $8 would have felt like an insult. This is why your rent jumped 20% and your brain still thinks, well, at least it's less than that other listing. Your anchor moved and your wallet followed. Wait, it gets stranger. The decoy effect makes you choose the middle. 3 popcorn sizes, small at $5, medium at $8, large at $8.50. Medium suddenly looks smart. You didn't choose value. You chose not to feel stupid. Price menus are choreographed to guide you to the profit peak while you feel rational. It's not evil, it's design, and it works. Here's what nobody tells you about tipping screens. Those default buttons, 18, 20, 22, aren't suggestions. They're anchors with social pressure baked in. You tap fast because a line forms behind you. That's not generosity, it's compression of decision time. Shorter time, bigger tips, higher bill. And when you do tip more, you feel good, which your brain stores as buying equals dopamine. Next purchase, your brain expects the same hit. The loop tightens. Remember the $6 coffee? Zoom out. Rewards points whisper, it's free money, they're not. Points are a rebate on overspending that you redeem by spending more. The average person spends more per trip when using a rewards card than with cash, even after accounting for the points value. Why? Because points dull pain further. Your brain categorizes a reward as a win and labels the entire purchase as smart, even if you paid $10 extra to earn $2 back. But there's a catch. Subscriptions exploit what economists call salience, the stuff you see versus the stuff you don't. One trial here, only $9.99 per month there. And your future budget inherits a silent army of $5 soldiers. 10 soldiers is $50 a month. A year later, you're bleeding $600 for services you barely use. And because the charges hit on scattered dates, you don't feel the total. That's not forgetfulness. That's design around your attention. And this is where things get interesting. It's not just retailers. Your bank shapes your spending too. Raised your credit limit lately? That wasn't a compliment. It was an invitation to expand your lifestyle. Card apps show your available credit in big friendly numbers like open bar for purchases. Automatic pay minimum toggles prevent late fees but stretch debt into months where interest quietly compounds. When the monthly pain stays small, total cost balloons. The cause and effect is direct. Lower immediate pain leads to higher lifetime cost. Still with me? Good, because the next lever is sneaky. Mental accounting. You label money based on its source. Tax refund feels like found money, so you blow $200 at a restaurant you'd never choose with your salary. A raise becomes I deserve nicer clothes instead of I can crush my student loans faster. The dollars are identical. The labels aren't. Companies play along. Store credit isn't credit. It's a cage that keeps your money in their ecosystem. But here's the part that changed everything for me. Overspending isn't only individual choices, it's system timing versus human timing. Your expenses are monthly. Your splurges are daily. Your raises are annual. Your temptations hourly. If you don't build buffers and defaults that match the beat of your life, your impulses will always outrun your plans. That's why good months don't accumulate. They get canceled by 3 bad afternoons. So what do you do when the game board itself nudges you? You flip the levers back. Not by force, but by design. Start by restoring the pain of paying on purpose. For your weak spots, food delivery, ride apps, late night shopping, remove saved cards, add 15 seconds of friction. It feels silly until your spending drops 30% because that "do I really want this?" question reappears. Put a lock on the dopamine faucet. But there's a twist here. Friction works better than rules. A 24-hour rule for online purchases saves you from mood shopping. Put items in a wish list, not a cart. If you still want it tomorrow, buy. Half will evaporate. And the ones that survive? You'll enjoy them more because you chose them twice. Remember the rent spike? Build a personal inflation-adjusted anchor. Take last year's grocery bill, say $300, and note how it crept to $340. Set a hard weekly number for this month and shop with a calculator app open. Yes, a calculator. Studies show people who tally as they go spend less without feeling deprived. Why? Because you're making the cost visible again. You're turning the lights on in a room designed to be dim. Now the subscriptions. Make a renewal day once a month. Move every subscription to that same date. Companies will let you shift it. Then, on that day, ask 3 questions. Did I use it enough times to justify it? Would I buy it again today at this price? If I had to pay for a full year right now, would I? If any answer is no, cancel. Watch how many maybes turn into clean exits when you stack them all together. Salience back on. Ambiguity off. Build a planned splurge account and fund it every Friday with the exact amount you're okay burning, like $30. Rename the account guilt-free. That label rewires your mental accounting on purpose. When the money runs out, fun waits till next Friday. You're not depriving yourself, you're scheduling dopamine. This kills the "I deserve it" ambush that ruins budgets. Price per use is your new filter. A $100 jacket worn 50 times is $2 per wear. A $40 gadget used twice is $20 per use. The question is, can I afford it? It's will I use it enough to pay a fair price per use? This flips impulse into math, which, yes, is boring. Boring saves. For credit cards, set alerts not for big purchases, but for small ones. Every transaction above $10 pings you. Immediate feedback reattaches pain to payment, and switch your auto pay from minimum to statement balance. If that scares you, your spending right now is above your real income. That's not a moral issue. It's an alarm. Lower the volume on temptation until the alarm quiets. Think you're immune to decoys? Force single-option decisions. When booking flights, sort by total price, including fees. Hide premium economy. Remove the middle. When ordering food, delete app's most popular section by using their web version. Small hassle, big savings. Remember the tip screen? Carry small cash for places that pressure tip, and decide your tip before the screen appears. Speak it out loud in your head. I'm tipping $1 on counter service. Pre-deciding beats social pressure every time. And here's the power move most people skip. Pay yourself first on payday, but make it visual. Create a second checking account labeled Bills and Goals and push a set amount there immediately. That account pays rent, utilities, and transfers to savings. Your spending account gets the leftover. When the spending account is low, you're done spending. No spreadsheets, no guilt, just fences that keep your future safe from your Tuesday. What about the big ticket traps? Furniture stores love zero interest if paid in 12 months. Miss by 1 day, and deferred interest lands like a meteor. If you must use it, divide the total by 11 and auto-pay that amount, not 12. You finish early, the trap never springs. And because algorithms study you, study them back. If an app knows you order at 9 p.m., move that app off your home screen. Even better, set your phone to grayscale after 8. Color drives clicks. Gray makes your brain bored. Bored brains don't buy. You might be thinking, this all sounds like small stuff. Meanwhile, rent is brutal. Groceries cost more. True. But small leaks sink ships faster than storms because they never stop. Plug enough of them and you finally get breathing room to attack the big ones. With Room, you can call your internet provider and negotiate down $15. With Room, you can grab a roommate or move when your lease ends. With Room, you can buy groceries in bulk from a list and stop treating the store like a casino. Remember the person from this morning? Coffee, ride, grocery, tip? Watch what changes when those levers flip. They tap less, plan more, and feel oddly richer without earning a dime more. They don't stop spending. They start choosing. That's the difference. Most people think overspending is a moral failing. It's not. It's physics. Reduce friction, flows speed up. Add friction, flows slow. Change defaults, change behavior. When the environment pulls you toward purchases, you drift. When you set your own currents, you steer. So here's your playbook, simple and sharp. Restore the pain of paying on your weak spots. Delay online purchases 24 hours. Consolidate subscriptions to one renewal day and interrogate them. Fund a small weekly splurge on purpose. Use price per use as your filter. Set small transaction alerts. Fence your spending with 2 checking accounts. Neutralize decoys. Decide tips before the screen. And nudge the algorithm by redesigning your phone and removing saved cards. Do this for 30 days. Watch your statement transform from "Who did this?" to "I did this." You'll feel a strange new sensation when you walk past a perfect ad and don't twitch. That's control. That's you pulling the levers instead of being pulled. You don't have a self-control problem. You had a visibility problem, a timing problem, and a design problem. Now you have a system. And once you see the levers, you can't unsee them. The world will keep nudging. Let it. You're not a passenger anymore. You're the one setting the defaults.